Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers. We are out here in the heart of nature, baby. So beautiful, so organic. This is real. I know this is real. This is not a green screen, okay? But deep divers, have you ever got a thought in your mind that actually none of this may actually be real? Like, am I real? Are you real? Is the world real? Or is this all a stage show? Are you in the Truman Show or what? Are we real? The simulated argument. Are we living in a simulation? Let's just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. That's the question that came in. Beautiful deep divers. Someone asked Ralph, yes. Can you talk about the simulation theory? Because for the longest time ever, I've felt that I'm living in a video game or some kind of weird movie. Deep divers, do you ever sometimes feel that you're being played by the universe? You are being punked by the universe and none of this is real and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? We got a whole lot to talk about, deep divers. If you aren't a deep diver, not built for diving deep, leave the room right now. That's good. Shout out to everybody who's been getting the good ass prana merch at ralphsmart.com/clothes. Stay fresh. So let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. Since I was like 3 years old, I'm like, society is so fake. I just knew that. And my mom was like, Ralph, why do you say these things? I'm like, I know it, Mom. I know it in my heart. Right? Now, I've realized along my journey, this physical body we have is not real. Because underneath it, there is a greater truth. We are multi-dimensional beings having a human experience. What? Slow motion this side. And we are existing in multiple dimensions simultaneously. We'll come to that later. So, quantum physicists, the top ones right now, James Gates, they're starting to tell humanity that we are living in a simulation. What is a simulation? It is an artificial reality. So, when I was younger, I used to go on simulations like in the cockpit of a plane, but it wasn't going anywhere. But I would be like a massive screen in front of me, and it would be like I'm flying the plane, and I wasn't moving anywhere. That's a simulation, okay? So, quantum physicists are starting to tell humanity that planet Earth is one giant computer simulation. But this is not new. If we go back to ancient Kemet, Sumeria, the Indus Valley, they talked about Maya, that the world is an illusion. The world is an illusion, okay? So let's talk about the science. Oxford University's Professor Nick Bostrom. He is an authority on this subject. Check out his books and his work. In 2003, he wrote a paper entitled, Are We Living in a Simulation? And he spoke about how an advanced post-human civilization with vast computing power may choose to create simulations of their ancestors in the universe, okay? And that blew me away. When you realize that the evidence for this is in our addiction to video games, okay? I got an iPhone X right here. A lot of games on this. I grew up playing the Nintendo, right? Who remembers Commodore 64, okay? Amazing. But now look at the games right now. Video games have become so sophisticated that it is unbelievable. The rise of VR, virtual reality, the rise of machine. You see, there's something called transhumanism, which is where we merge with technology. There's something called posthumanism, which is where we are beyond human. And there's something called singularity, which is where computers, artificial intelligence becomes more intelligent than human beings. Futurists have predicted that date to be 2045. Just look at the rise of technology right now. Computers are going to take over. In the film The Matrix, which was all about reality being a computer program, nothing is what it seems, Morpheus said this: reality? How do you know what is real? Real is nothing more than electrical signals interpreted by your brain. What? Slow motion this side. Electrical signals interpreted by your brain. Put on those goggles right now. Yes, I'm here, I'm there. I'm here, I'm there. Okay? It's just electrical signals interpreted by your brain. That's all it is. So how do you not know? How do you know you haven't been punked by the universe? That all of this is one massive experiment and video game. And what appears to be real, in fact, could actually be a hologram. Okay? We'll come to that later. So, video games right now are so sophisticated. Imagine what's going to happen in 10,000 years. But to the point where scientists are saying that we are going to be able to create entities with consciousness and put them into video games and run simulations. What? Slow motion this side. Have you played The Sims? Kind of like that, but way more advanced, okay? Way, way more advanced. Now, let's talk about Elon Musk, the billionaire founder of SpaceX, the founder of Tesla. This guy is very innovative, very intelligent, and he talks about how the chances, deep divers, the odds of us living in base reality is 1 in billions. In other words, the chances of this planet Earth being real is 1 in billions. Why does he say this? If you go back 40 years ago, you had video games like Pong, okay, where you had 2 rectangles and a dot. Now, if we fast forward, what's happening? You got 3D simulations. You've got incredibly sophisticated virtual reality that you can swear is so real. So imagine what's going to happen in 10,000 years. We are reaching the point of singularity where games and virtual reality is going to be indistinguishable from reality. Slow motion this side. But in esoteric wisdom, they talk about the age of Aquarius. We are entering the new world order. And it's going to be a fantastic time. Why? Because it's an opportunity for humanity to break free of the matrix, and the programming. I said a long time ago, being free is your birthright. Are we real? A lot of us, we are a person. In ancient Greece, they would wear masks and talk through their person, their persona, which means a mask, through sonus, emanating from the Greek meaning sound, through sound. So even being a person shows you that you aren't real, okay? We aren't a person, okay? We are the primordial life force energy. So if we realize that it all goes back into realizing that this universe we live in is a mystery. However, check out James Gates, this quantum physicist, who talks about how you got protons and neutrons, okay? He's a quantum physicist, one of the best in the world. He talks about how we are definitely living in a simulation. Why? Because protons and neutrons, when you actually go into them even further, you have something called quarks, okay? Very tiny particles. Now, the behavior of quarks, they are governed by rules, and these rules are very similar to the rules of web browsers and computer code. So this universe is like a massive computer simulation. Why are so many people seeing 1111? What do computers run on? Binary, zeros and ones. What? Stop it, Ralph. Slow motion this side. If you are seeing 1111, you are seeing the glitch in the matrix. That none of this is real. It's time to wake up and break free of the matrix. Right now, you gotta free your mind, baby. Are you real? Are we living in a simulation? You see, what's helped me along my journey, deep divers, is to realize nature is divine mathematics. Nature is divine mathematics, okay? Fibonacci sequence is everywhere throughout nature. Golden ratio everywhere throughout nature. Golden mean everywhere throughout nature. 7-day vegan challenge. I had to throw that in there, right? I had to throw this in here. 7-day vegan challenge. If you are eating an apple, getting those antioxidants in, slice an apple in half, and it's gonna appear, you're gonna see a shape, and it's gonna be the shape of a pentagram, okay? So you are seeing the cosmic code even in plant-based foods such as apples. Slow motion this side. There are no accidents in a program. You can see divine mathematics even in your favorite foods. This is not an accident. This is a divine code, okay? Are we living in a simulation? You got to be open-minded, because people who are open-minded are the most intelligent people on planet Earth. Check this out, deep divers. At a subatomic level, we can't see anything too closely, because the more we try to start to see this stuff, okay, what everything is made of, it gets very fuzzy. It gets very, very fuzzy. It gets pixelated. It gets pixelated just like a video game, okay? So that's another proof that we are in a kind of computer simulation, okay? So we have to realize we are completely blind. We are only seeing less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum, which is visible light. We don't see anything. We don't see infrared. We don't see X-ray. Oh, you do? So does the cat down the road. Look, are we living in a computer simulation? What I always love to say, deep divers, is that I am ignorant. True wisdom is knowing the full extent of one's own ignorance. You see, from childhood, you've been programmed. You went to school to learn how to spell. What is spelling? Are you casting a spell? We're talking about higher magic right now. When we talk of computer simulations, we have to start to realize it's all based on programs. You can't have a computer software that's working without it being programmed. So when you were growing up, you turn on the TV, which tells lies to your vision, telling lies visually. Now you are getting programmed. Can you start to see the correlation why we just may be living in a giant computer simulation? Because you've been raised on computer programs and TV programs. It's no wonder that we just might be in a universal program. Slow motion this side, baby. Shout out to Jaden Smith. He said recently, prisons and schools were designed in the exact same way. Long corridors, bells to condition your mind. You got to start thinking that we are being punked by the universe or the architect of the Matrix. Are we living in a simulation? If you can realize this, that in ancient Egypt, look on the temple walls, they had spacecrafts, aeroplanes, okay? They had high technology. Many of us on the planet are living in a state of amnesia. We've forgotten who we are. I already traced my bloodline and ancestry back to ancient Egypt, right? I was, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. On top of the pyramids, baby. Okay? The ancient Egyptians knew, the ancient Sumerians knew that this planet has been visited by extraterrestrials. They designed this planet, this simulation, just like Professor Nick Bostrom said. If you realize that you aren't even in your greatest version right now, because you have been programmed, dumbed down by the food, by the television, now it's time to reclaim our power and start to remember who we are as superhuman gods and goddesses. What do gods do? They create worlds. What? Slow motion this side. In the Bible, yeah, you are gods, right? So, and goddesses. Look, are we living in a simulation? Are we real? Let's dive into it a little bit deeper. Flight 370 went missing. Where did it go? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. There are strange disappearances on planet Earth. Sometimes people go missing. Where do they go? Nobody knows. People get abducted by aliens. But you have to do your research. And the more you start to realize that actually, how can we be the only planet with life in this solar system? That's impossible, right? Life has been found elsewhere. Other planets similar to planet Earth have been found also by NASA. So the truth is out there, or should I say the truth is in here. Are we living in a computer simulation? Are we real? Check this out. Earth, planet Earth, is the perfect distance away from the sun to sustain. Planet Earth is the perfect distance away from the sun to sustain life. The moon controls our emotions. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. The moon controls the ocean. Infinite waters, you know what I'm talking about. So it is no coincidence and it is no accident that we are perfectly positioned in the solar system to be the perfect distance away from the sun, to feel that beautiful sunlight, baby, and not burn. If we were any closer to the sun, we would disintegrate. If we were any further away, plants would not grow. So how could this happen? Except if it wasn't for an immaculate design. It has to be a computer program. Once again, deep divers, I will tell you this. Do I believe that planet Earth is a computer simulation? It's definitely a simulation in my mind. At the same time, I feel that this is so empowering because we are creating worlds, we're creating apps. Technology is moving at such a fast speed that we are entering singularity where we will create other simulations and put conscious entities inside of it. We know nothing. We have to question everything. And that's what happens when you are breaking out of the matrix. How do you even know there are 7 billion people on planet Earth? You have been told that. Slow motion this side. So the more you start to question and be a free thinker, you start to realize that we aren't the only intelligent life form in the universe. There is life everywhere, in other planets, everywhere. And many of these planets are far more superior and advanced than us in consciousness. And they could have actually created a simulation that we are in right now. Oh my gosh. And then we can just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Wonderful, deep divers. You are amazing. Remind yourself to free your mind and be free, be happy, be in love. Let's just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Have a beautiful day, deep divers. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. If you've got a question, add me on Instagram right now at Infinite Waters and ask a great question like that person did. Shout out to everybody who's been getting the Good Ass Prana shirts, the Feel So Good to Be Alive shirts, ralphsmart.com/clothes. What is real? Electrical signals interpreted by your brain.